What is up, guys? So this is going to be my trailer breakdown for Arrow Season 6 Episode 10 titled Divided. This episode doesn't have a synopsis yet, so that's why this video will be a little bit shorter than usual. But let's get into the breakdown. But before the breakdown, let's watch the trailer.
If Cayden James has a posse, then maybe we need to even the playing field.
What are we gonna do here?
We're forming a team.
You don't go into the field with people you can't rely on.
I can stop him.
We have a very large problem.
Arrow. New episodes return Thursday, January 18th on the CW.
We see right away that Team Arrow already knows about Cayden James's Criminal Cabal, which is, I'm pretty sure that's what they're actually called. Their team is actually called the Criminal Cabal, which I don't hate the name. It's not a comic book name or anything. Like, it is a comic booky name, but it's not a comic book name. It's not in the DC universe at all, which is why I don't like it as much. I thought it would be really cool if they were named the Longbow Hunters, which is a team from the Green Arrow comics. But the Criminal Cabal is one of those comic booky names, like the Secret Society or the Injustice League or something that they're using for this, and I don't hate it. But it looks like Team Arrow already knows about them, and I like the fact that Diggle is saying that maybe they should have the new recruits back just to help them with the Criminal Cabal. Maybe they shouldn't have kicked them out. But of course, Oliver has to be super stubborn and say that you can't go into battle with people you can't trust. But first of all, I don't know why he wouldn't trust Mr. Terrific for one. But Wild Dog and Black Canary, I do get why he wouldn't trust them, because Wild Dog basically outed him or sold him out to get his daughter, which isn't like the bad thing to do. He did the right thing. But I get how Oliver could feel betrayed by that, and also Black Canary going behind their backs to meet up with a vigilante. I guess he could feel betrayed by that too. But Mr. Terrific definitely didn't do anything wrong. And also, why would he not trust Black Canary and Wild Dog when they went behind his back, but do trust Felicity and Diggle? I get that he knew them for longer, and that obviously means a lot, but that should make the betrayal sting even more. Because Felicity went behind their back to free Cayden James, which is basically their whole problem right now is Cayden James. So that's kind of Felicity's fault. But free Cayden James to capture Prometheus, to find Prometheus, and I get that. But still, Oliver should definitely feel betrayed by that. And also, Diggle lying to him about the tremor and the drugs. That too, Oliver should feel betrayed by that. And I don't know why he feels betrayed by what Wild Dog and Black Canary did. I get the Black Canary thing a lot more, but Wild Dog did nothing wrong, so I don't know why he would feel more betrayed by him than he would by what Felicity and Diggle did, which it just perplexes me, honestly. I think the writing for this whole situation was not executed well. The whole situation was not executed well because of how they made the new recruits look like bad guys and the Team Arrow look like good guys. But in reality, the new recruits are in the right here. At least in my opinion, they have my back. If there's gonna be an Arrow Civil War, I'm siding with the new recruits. Like I expected, the new recruits, Mr. Terrific, Wild Dog, and Black Canary, are forming their own team, and I think that's a really cool thing. I was expecting it to. I think it's really interesting to see that. Also, hopefully, like I just mentioned, it leads to an Arrow Civil War between Black Canary, Wild Dog, and Mr. Terrific versus Green Arrow, Diggle, and Felicity. I think there will be a really interesting, like, small arc that they would do in the back half of Season 6, just to spice it up a little bit, because Season 6 so far is pretty boring. The villains aren't the greatest. Cayden James is a pretty good villain, but he's not the best, and everything else is just pretty boring. So to spice it up a little, they can add a small arc that is Arrow Civil War. That would be so interesting to see. And again, like I just said, I would side with the new recruits. But let me know who you side with in the comments down below. Maybe something good that could come out of this whole divided situation is that we can see the Green Arrow work alone for once. I don't think we've ever seen Green Arrow actually work alone. We've seen, obviously, the Hood work alone, but the Green Arrow, never. He worked alone in Season 1, which was awesome, and then in Season 2 for a little bit until the Canary came along, and then Roy. But him working alone is definitely something I am definitely excited to see. Although Diggle is there in the background, but he has a tremor, and Curtis isn't around to fix his tremor or anything, so hopefully maybe Diggle never shows up to interrupt the badass solo Green Arrow fight scenes that he always has. Except for Season 4, whenever Green Arrow or the Hood or the Arrow was alone in a fight scene, it was always awesome. So that's definitely something I am excited to see. But on the flip side of that, original Team Arrow seems to be the only Team Arrow right now. Like, Roy's not coming back, Speedy's not coming back. Roy's not coming back till episode 15, and Speedy probably never will come back, and then we'll leave at episode 16 or 17. So original Team Arrow is the only Team Arrow right now, and that's definitely not something I enjoy. Like, original Team Arrow was never something I liked. A lot of people like original Team Arrow and don't like how Team Arrow got bigger, and I could agree that Team Arrow was a little too big in season 5 at the beginning, but I'd prefer that over a boring Team Arrow, which is just Diggle, Felicity, and Oliver. Like, don't hate me or anything, but Diggle's a boring character. He's 100% a boring character. You can tell by how when he was the main character of the show for 3 episodes or 4 episodes, the show was boring as hell. And then Felicity's just a straight up terrible character. She wasn't terrible when original Team Arrow was around, which makes original Team Arrow a little bit better originally. But right now, it's gonna be terrible. Like, when they're in the bunker just talking to each other, I'm not excited for that. There will be no personalities like Black Canary, Mr. Terrific, and Wild Dog to bounce off of. So yeah, original Team Arrow is super boring, but Green Arrow by himself is definitely something I'm excited to see. Temporarily though, not forever. I want the team to come back, especially Black Canary to come back, because she's Black Canary, and also Roy to come back. That would be the perfect team. Green Arrow, Roy, and Black Canary. I've actually made a video about it. Click in the top right corner of the video for that. But this is something that I'm excited to see temporarily. Right here you see Cayden James standing in front of what looks like to be a bomb, and you do see a bomb go off later. So I'm assuming this has something to do with the bomb that he was talking about in episode 7, when it turned out, well, I mean, like, Team Arrow was like going out to look for a bomb that Cayden James said he had, but it turns out that he didn't have one, and was just looking for Green Arrow's attention to get Green Arrow's attention to tell him what he's doing and why he's doing what he's doing. So I'm assuming that's gonna pay off in this episode, where he actually does have a bomb and explodes in this building that he's in. And that's probably the big problem that Felicity was talking about, because it's a bomb, it went off, it destroyed a building, so that's almost definitely what she was talking about. Also, it cuts to the explosion right after she says that. Another thing of note is that when she says that, Diggle comes up behind her, and touches the computer just like he always did in season 1. He was pretty useless in season 1 most of the time. But so that kind of confirms that Green Arrow will be out there solo, which is awesome. In the beginning of the trailer, Diggle says they have to level the playing field, and maybe that means that Black Siren will turn to the good side to Team Arrow, so that will level the playing field. It will be more fair, because now it's like 3 against 6 people, right? So that would be 4 against 5. That would be a lot more fair, and that would give us our redemption arc for Black Siren that we were promised before the season started, and it was hinted at heavily in episode 9 with all the scenes between Black Siren and Quentin, and because Black Siren let Quentin go. So I think either in this episode or in a future episode, Quentin will actually persuade Black Siren to switch sides, or convince Black Siren to switch sides to Team Arrow and help Team Arrow defeat the Criminal Cabal. And I think that would be it would be really interesting, especially with there not being any Black Canary on Team Arrow right now. So Black Siren could join Team Arrow, and maybe the other Team Arrow actually stays separated for a while. And so you got 2 Team Arrows, and both of them have Black Canaries. That is something I wouldn't mind seeing, and I also wouldn't mind seeing Oliver and Black Siren being in a relationship, because I mean, we have so many Black Canaries to choose from. We got Black Siren, Black Canary, the Dead Black Canary, the Canary, and White Canary, which is the same person as the Canary. But there are so many Canaries to choose from. Just any of them would be good. Preferably the Laurel or Dinah over Sarah, but really any of them would be good. But no, we got Felicity. But who knows, maybe by the end of the season, Felicity will finally die, and the writers will come to their senses and kill off Felicity and bring Black Siren onto the team, or have Black Canary and Oliver get together or something like that, because it's actually getting insane. But let me know what you thought about the trailer in the comments down below. Me personally, I'm not that excited for this episode. I am definitely excited for the Civil War aspect of it, but I don't think that'll be in this episode. It'll be in a future episode. This episode will just set it up more, and then next episode will probably set it up even more, and so on until episode 15 or something. But for now, we just get the setup, which is presumably this episode. But let me know what you thought about the trailer in the comments down below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.